Super Dimension Fortress Macross was released in 1982, running for 36 episodes on Japan's Mainichi Broadcasting System (MBS). At the time, it earned an average TV rating of about 6.4%, with some regional rebroadcasts peaking as high as 36%. This series became one of the cornerstones of mecha and science fiction anime, a story that merged giant transforming robots, tragic love triangles, idol singers, and interstellar war. It was shaped by Shoji Kawamori, who developed the mechanical designs and story concepts, Studio Nue, responsible for the world building and planning, and Noboru Ishiguro, who directed the entire project. When Macross aired, the anime industry was in transition. Mobile Suit Gundam 1979 had recently reshaped the mecha genre, grounding robots in realism and politics. But Macross dared to go further. It wasn't just about robots, it was about people, their emotions, their art, and their culture. In the 80s, Japan stood at the crossroads of rapid modernization and cultural introspection. The scars of post-war reconstruction were still in the minds of the people, yet the nation had become a global symbol of technology and creativity. Macross reflected this paradox, a society built on machines yet searching for meaning beyond themselves. The story begins in the far future of 1999, when a massive alien battleship crashes on Earth. Humanity, realizing it is not alone in the universe, spends the next decade reconstructing the vessel, reverse engineering its advanced technology, and naming it the Super Dimension Fortress 1, codenamed Macross. On the day of its launch, in the distant year of 2009, the alien race known as the Zentradi attacks, seeking to reclaim the ship. During battle, the Macross activates its spacefold system, but a malfunction sends it near the orbit of Pluto. The fold also pulls in South Otaria Island and its 56,000 civilians, trapping them inside the ship. With the fold system gone because it simply disappeared, for reasons, the Macross must return to Earth using only conventional engines. Along the way, its passengers must survive isolation, conflict, and encounters with an enemy that mirrors humanity's worst instincts. The story weaves three major threads: the spectacle of mecha warfare with transforming fighters known as the VF-1 Valkyries, a love triangle between pilot Hikaru Ichijio, idol Lynn Minmay, and officer Misa Hayase, and above all, the theme of culture. To the Zentradi, humanity is dangerous not for its weapons, but for something alien and terrifying: culture itself. The Zentradi are a civilization bred only for war, conditioned at the genetic level to fight. Their entire civilization exists to destroy the enemy. When confronted with human concepts like romance, music, and family, their discipline begins to fracture. Music in particular becomes humanity's secret weapon. Minmay's songs reach the Zentradi in ways no bullet or missile can. Her melodies awaken feelings they were never meant to have: confusion, nostalgia, even love. Later, Macross entries, such as Macross Delta in 2016, would make music into an almost literal superpower. But even here, within the original series, there's something profound: culture as survival. Humanity wins not by annihilation, but with a culture victory. From an outside perspective, Macross suggests a deeper message, that what separates humans from other beings is not their machines, but their ability to create art and culture. Philosophers have long reflected on this idea. Aristotle, in the 4th century BCE, wrote in Poetics that humans are naturally imitative and that poetry and drama are unique ways of understanding the world. Immanuel Kant, in the 18th century, saw the creation of beauty as an expression of freedom, going beyond mere survival. And Friedrich Nietzsche, in his Birth of Tragedy, 1872, claimed that art is essential to life, a human way of confronting suffering and giving meaning to existence. Anthropologists add to this by pointing to the earliest cave paintings. not as decoration, but as evidence of symbolic thinking. To draw something from life meant to see meaning where none existed before. That moment, when hands pressed pigment to stone, might mark the beginning of humanity's self-awareness, distinguishing Homo sapiens from other hominids. Across all these ideas lies a single thread. Animals may act, survive, and even communicate, but humans create meaning beyond survival. Through art, music, and imagination, they elevate themselves into something else. Yet not everyone agrees.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
The notion that art makes humans special has been challenged for a long time. David Hume, in Of the Standard of Taste, argued that art is not divine or universal, it's merely refined preference shaped by culture and circumstance. Modern science goes further. Many animals display creativity and aesthetic behavior. Bowerbirds build elaborate, decorated nests with precise color patterns to attract mates. Whales compose long and complex songs that travel across oceans. To biologists like Darwin, humanity isn't separated from nature, only advanced within it. Art may not be a spiritual gift, but a product of evolution tied to intelligence, communication, or mating instincts. Ernst Cassirer, a 20th century philosopher, described humans not as rational animals, but as symbolic animals, creatures who live inside worlds of their own creation. In this view, humans aren't special because they make art. They make art because they cannot stop making symbols. It's their programming. Their endless search for meaning is not divine. It's biological. Perhaps humanity merely evolved in just the right way, at just the right time, to survive and have enough free time to make a mecha anime to capitalize on Gundam's success. And this tension is exactly where Macross shines. The Zentradi are a civilization without music or culture, bred for endless war. Perhaps they are mirrors. They are what humanity might have become if it had chosen efficiency over curiosity. When Minmay sings, it is not magic. It is simply a form of communication they had never encountered. To them, it feels supernatural, but to humanity, it is only an extension of what they have always done, transforming survival into meaning. And this music reminds the Zentradi of something buried within their own creation, a lost capacity to feel. This transformation of enemies through song is not just symbolic, it's evolutionary storytelling. Culture is shown as the next stage of survival, a weapon that heals instead of kills. The cultural resonance of Macross itself seems to support that message. By blending military realism with pop idol energy, it predicted a future where media and music would shape societies. Without Macross, there might never have been franchises like idol anime such as Love Live and The Idolmaster. Its idea that songs could move nations would echo far beyond its genre. In its own way, Macross also foreshadowed the real world's evolution, a planet where global culture spreads faster than weapons, where battles are fought not just with missiles, but with images, narratives, and voices, aka propaganda. Humanity's art has become its strongest influence, capable of uniting millions or dividing them. And yet, there's irony here. Humanity in Macross may be defined by its creativity, but it's that same creativity that produced endless cycles of conflict. The ships, the weapons, the idols, all are born from the same drive to imagine and to build. Perhaps humans are not the species that creates art, but the species that cannot shut up. They fill every void, physical or emotional, with symbols, machines, and some sort of meaning. To an outsider, this might seem both wondrous and tragic, a civilization that sings to the stars but never stops looking for ways to end itself. In the end, Macross leaves a subtle question. Does culture prove that humanity is special, or is it just another tool, like guns and ships, that happen to change the course of history? Still, one truth remains. Whether art and culture define humanity's uniqueness or not, their presence on such a vast scale proves that humans have reshaped Earth more profoundly than any other species. From the first cave painting to the glow of a digital screen, from primitive chants to idle songs echoing through space, humans have turned survival into story, and existence into expression. They are a species that builds machines to sing. Now, what do you think?